Hello, everyone. We made it to the last week of the class. Congratulations. So I did my interview with a lady named Michelle Frazier. She's actually my sorority sister, but she also owns her own clinical practice. And so I asked her the following questions. One, how do you define the professional identity of a counselor as compared to other mental health disciplines? She said the professional identity of a counselor is rooted in a holistic, client centered, and well based approach. Unlike some other mental health disciplines that may focus more on diagnosis and pathology, counseling also emphasizes personal growth, strength, and prevention. Counselors train to support individuals through life transitions, emotional challenges, and mental health issues with an emphasis on the empowerment and therapeutic relationship. We often work in educational, community, and private practice settings and focus on developmental access across the lifespan. Second question: what is the most rewarding part of being a counselor and what is the most difficult? The most rewarding part of being a counselor is being able to witness a client's transformation from seeing clients discover their own resilience, find healing, and move toward, meaningful and lasting change. It is a privilege to walk alongside anyone in their journey and be trusted with their vulnerability. The most difficult part in managing the emotional weight of the work. It can be challenging to maintain boundaries and not carry clients' pain home. Compassion fatigue and burnout are real concerns, which is why self care and supervision are so important in this field. Third question: what theoretical models do you use? Michelle uses an integrative approach drawn from several models depending on the needs of the client. Primarily, she works with person centered foundation, which emphasizes empathy, unconditional positive regard, and authenticity. She also incorporates elements of cognitive behavioral therapy to help the client identify and change unhelpful thought patterns and behaviors. In addition, she draws from solution focused and narrative therapies to promote hope and meaning. Her approach is flexible and always tailored to the unique goals and cultural context of each client. This was a personal question that I asked her. What is your take or belief on incorporating faith into counseling? Michelle answered, I believe that faith and spirituality can be integral parts of a person's identity and culture as well as a coping mechanism. When appropriate and client led, incorporating faith into counseling can be deeply meaningful and effective. As a counselor, I respect each client's belief and I'm open to exploring spiritual themes and the client's desires. My role is not to impose any belief, but to create a safe space where clients can explore how faith intersects with their mental health and healing. Lastly, what words of wisdom do you have for someone who is in their first course of a master's degree program in counseling, like myself? She says, stay curious and compassionate both towards your client and yourself. This journey will stretch you intellectually, true, emotionally, and personally. Lean into the discomfort of growth and trust that you don't have to have all the answers. Prioritize your own awareness and mental health because you are just as important and you are more important than what you know. Build strong relationships with your peers and professors. They will be your support system. And remember, this work is sacred. Showing up with authenticity and empathy is more powerful than you might think. So, as I reflect back on this course, it is not what I thought it was going to be. And the last words and advice that Michelle provided definitely makes sense because it did stretch me intellectually. It has done a little emotionally and very much so personally. So, considering what I have learned over the course, I have a new understanding. As some of you may know, I am a criminal justice professor, so there are a lot of predispositions about things that we have with people and the environment and the society based on different statistics and things of that nature. So, when it comes to counseling, I have to scratch all that and start with a blank slate. And so that is something that has stretched me very much so intellectually because I've been a criminal justice major, my undergrad, my bachelor's, my master's, and my PhD. So teaching this day in and day out, and then having to completely give everybody a clean slate and being there to listen and not judge is something that has been very hard for me. But I think it is helping me grow emotionally and personally. Whereas emotionally, I shut a lot of things out because working in the criminal justice system, everybody has a sad story, if you will. So having that tough skin, but this class has allowed me to let that guard down and learn how to be myself. The most meaningful activity in this course was the one regarding the social justice. That's because I was able to integrate what I knew from criminal justice and add it to counseling. So that discussion that we did, that video blog, was one of my favorite ones. And I was also able to incorporate my legal and ethical considerations, which also deal with criminal justice. So that was right up my alley. But overall, I really appreciate this course. I think it is great. I think I want to be a counselor, and I look forward to the next term.